get permission to bring our guests up onto the property. Before we do that, though, we have to jump even further back into history for a minute. Now, I said that there was once a tiny village here. It's called the village of Derry Church, named after the first settlers who came here in the early 1700s from the county Derry in Ireland. They built a church here in 1724, which is still active today, and is located on the top of the hill to your left. The original session house for that church is a glass enclosed building just to the left of it. It was built in 1732. Mr. Hershey had it enclosed in glass to protect it. It is one of the oldest unrestored structures in Pennsylvania. In 1900, Mr. Hershey sold the Lancaster Caramel Company for $1 million and used the money to buy 1,200 acres of land to start his factory and the town. By 1906, the former village of Derry Church was thriving as Hershey, Pennsylvania. And in 1908, Mr. Hershey had this beautiful home, the High Point Mansion, finished, overlooking his new town from the highest point of the hill next to his factory. He built this 22-room mansion for Kitty. Now everyone wants to know how much High Point costs and who lives there now. Well, in 1908, the home cost Mr. Hershey $53,433 to build, and the Hersheys are the only people to ever call High Point home. Since 1991, it has been the headquarters of the Hershey Trust, which I'll tell you folks about a little bit later. Down there in the hall of an old one-room schoolhouse. This is the Derry Church School. It was built in 1844. Can you guess who attended school here? That is correct. A young Milton Hershey came here as a second grader in 1863. His teacher was his uncle, Elias Hershey. Now, he only went to school here for 1 year. In fact, he dropped out of school when he was only 12 years old to go to work to help support the family. He failed at his first job in a newspaper. But, and here we all owe a big thank you to Mama Hershey, when he was 14 years old, his mother enrolled him as an apprentice to a candy maker in Lancaster. He spent 4 years there perfecting his craft, and you can say that the rest is history. Oh, looks like we have another visitor.
Hello there. My name is Jacob Stoltzfus. How are you doing?
Oh, fine, thanks. My name's Kiara. We were just going toward the factory, and it looks like you might work there.
Well, I hope right up there with the country machinery. I was just burning a bit because my lunch wasn't quite ready. Say now, let's see what the better half packed for me. Oh, it's my favorite. Pickled big sweets and petticoats. Say now, would you like some?
That's very nice of you, but I think we'll all pass on the pig's feet. But the petticoats sound good if you're sure you've got enough for your lunch, Mr. Stoltzfus.
First of all, you just told me Jakey. And don't you worry, my uncle works at the races plant just up the road, so we have plenty of petticoats to spare. So you just pass these around and around till they're all.
Oh, until they're all what?
All what? Oh, no, that's just an expression. Till they're all gone.
Here you go, folks. Enjoy. Say, Jakey, you're Pennsylvania Dutch, aren't you?
Get the heck on. How'd you know?
It's just your accent. The way you speak is so colorful and expressive.
Well, no, that's just so nice.
Folks, now that we're about to make the turn back onto Chocolate Avenue one last time, I'd like to tell you a bit about the homes that'll be coming up on your left. Now, Mr. Hershey had these homes built in the early 1900s for the top executives of his chocolate company. At the corner of Chocolate and Para Avenue is the home of Mr. John Snyder, who is Mr. Hershey's lawyer, and the one responsible for the successful sale of the Lancaster Caramel Company. And the white home with the gray beams that's coming up on your left was the home of Mr. William F.R. Murray.
Oh yeah, Mr. Murray. He's a nice fellow. You know what his job is?
Mr. Hershey's first salesman and the first president of the chocolate company.
Well, yeah, that too. What's his main job is to trim up them Hershey cocoa bushes over there.
Oh, really?
Nah, I'm just joshing you. Besides, they're not real cocoa bushes anymore.
I didn't think so. They're actually barberry bushes, aren't they?
Yep, what's my team, we like to call them Hershey barberry bushes.
Oh, good one.
Say no, are those phone sheets?
Oh, yes. Do you like to sing, Jakey?
Well, I hope. I'm in the Lebanon chorus. I sing tenor.
You sing tenor?
Yep, tenor 12 miles down the road in Lebanon. Sometimes they even ask me to sing solo.
You sing solo?
Yep, so low that nobody hear me.
Oh.
Anyway, how's about me sing that what crazy song?
I don't think that we know that song.
It's on, of course you do. I'm half crazy over the love of you.
You need Bicycle Lover too. Ready, folks? It's on the front of your song sheet. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy off of the love of you. It will be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage, but you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
That was wonderful, good.
Have you worked at the factory long, Jakey?
Well, I hope I'm a coach. Been fun since 1910. Well, I better make haste. It's fun to be late now. You would enjoy them penny cups. And whenever you eat Hershey's chocolate, just think of old Jakey here working at the factory. See you now.
Bye, Jakey. Thanks for the penny cups. If you look up there, folks, you'll see those 24 yellow silos. Now, when the factory's going full steam, they kept over 90 million pounds of cocoa beans in those 24 silos. It's a lot of cocoa beans, isn't it?